Good evening, our viewers. Today we have our show again on DMX Radio. Our show today is My Health, My Wealth. As usual, we come back to you through DMX Radio, our global connector. If you would like to connect with us, you can call in at 1571 350-0040. You can also tune in to listen to us on 1571-350-0039, and you can also follow us on Facebook Live on DMX Radio /Facebook. Today, we promise to bring back to you our guest. Today, we have a guest. Our guest today is Dr. Pauline Wawelo. She's one of professional licensed counselors here at Kennesaw, Georgia, and also she does professional work. She can get. I'll give you her information that way after we finish the show. If you would like to get in touch with her, you can also get in touch with her. I also have Stella, one of our presenters. We are both from Kennedy Nursing, which is an organization of nurses here in Atlanta. So we're just presenting to you today together with our guests. So I would like Stella to start introducing herself, and then one-on-one we'll move on to Dr. Pauline.
Thank you so much, Ruth. Good afternoon, our viewers. My name, as you have heard, is Stella Mwangi. I am a nurse, and I'm here from the Kenyan Nurses in the Diaspora. We want you to welcome you this afternoon for our show where we have a special guest. So we're excited to talk to you about mental health. I know this is a topic that a lot of people have been asking about. So we are really excited that we have a guest and we have an opportunity to talk to you people and to talk to everyone basically and hear what your opinions are. Welcome so much.
Thank you, Stella. We'll go ahead and introduce Pauline. Today we'll be talking about mental health. As I said earlier, Pauline will be giving us a taste of coping skills to help us during these difficult times, to help our viewers and those that are listening on issues that can go on issues related to our mental health. As far as COVID and other issues, is there a little quote 4:8-9? And it says, we are afflicted in every way, but we are not crushed. We are perplexed, but not driven to despair. We are persecuted and not forsaken. We are struck down, but not destroyed. So with all these things that are going on, we still can have some hope and learn some skills to cope with everything that is going on. So without wasting time, I introduce to you Dr. Pauline Wawero of Jamestown, licensed professional counselor. Welcome, Dr. Pauline.
Oh, thank you, Ruth, for having me, and I hope my sound is okay. So I just want to say thank you for having me today to talk about a very special topic, and that is mental health. Um, and before I do anything, I just wanted to have a moment just to honor the people that have been working so hard to make sure that people are well. And for you ladies who actually are working in hospitals as nurses, so we do want to honor what you do. And amazingly, I have been watching news a lot, and I noticed that there's a lot of information that's being shared about physical health. People are being told, these are the symptoms of COVID-19, and this is what you do. We are also getting a lot of statistics on, how many people are sick, how many people are struggling. But we haven't really had a lot being shared on mental health. And if you think about it, in our community, generally we don't talk about mental health. So if you think about a different component being added to it, which is, COVID-19, it makes things even harder for us because generally we don't talk about mental health. And so what I'm hoping to do during this session is, one, to explain what is mental health, and two, explain why we need to take care of our mental health just like we would take care of our physical health. And three, I also want to talk about how we can sustain ourselves during this period, what things we can do to care for ourselves, things we can do to care for our kids, things we can do to care for our families and our communities, because like I said, this is not one of the most spoken things in our community. And so I'm going to split my presentation to three different things. So the first thing I'm going to do is talk about what is mental health. And then after that, I'll talk about why are we not talking openly about mental health. And then three, I'll try and explain a few things about how we can tell that one of us or a family member is actually dealing with a mental health issue. Now, if you think about this period, I know Ruth, and I know Ruth is I don't know much about Stella, but I know Ruth is a mom. And all of a sudden, we were supposed to take care of ourselves and take care of our kids. The kids are home, they are having to do a lot of homeschooling, and we had to become teachers overnight and teach these kids. So everyone has had to do a little bit of adjustment, and some of it has been very painful, some of it has been causing a lot of distress, because these kids want to get out. These kids don't want to be at home. They don't want to be told, oh, your birthday is going to be celebrated a few months from now. So generally, if you think about it, this period has been a very difficult period for a lot of people. So let me do this. Let me talk about mental health and tell people what is really what when we say mental health, what are we referring to? So when we think of mental health, we are thinking about our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Mental health affects how we feel, how we act, or how we behave, how we handle stress, how we handle things like COVID-19, and we don't generally talk about mental health the way we talk about physical health. So, Ruth, if you got sick today, let's say you had a migraine or you had chest pain, you start thinking, oh my God, what could be going on? And you start thinking, if this goes on maybe for another week, I may have to go see the doctor. But when we are struggling with things like anxiety, like extreme stress, a lot of worry, we don't necessarily think that we need to go see someone. So the reason I'm saying this is because our community has put a lot of emphasis on physical wellness, but we rarely talk about mental health. Yet we have so many people, even in our health, nursing community, people who are working in the front line, they are struggling, but we don't talk about this. And what has been going on is because of the silence, people are struggling silently, and they don't necessarily talk about how they feel. We are a community that doesn't necessarily talk about feelings. And so when I talk about mental health, I want people to think about what is going on right now with my mood. Am I feeling anxious? Do I have depression? Am I having some anxiety? Am I worried about waking up every day and going to work? And I'm going to say just a couple of things that we can look at to tell that we are not doing well mentally. For example, if you are sleeping too much or maybe not getting enough sleep, that is not a good sign. If you're pulling away from people, you don't want to talk to people, you don't want to interact with anyone, you put your phone on silence, you don't want to pick up calls, you have